3 Nigeria Info FM. Good afternoon to you and welcome to a brand new week on the sunny side. Today's the 13th day in the month of November 2023 and happy new week to you first of all. And I wish you the very best that the week has to offer. A productive one, I pray for you. My name is Denise Dennis Waller, and as always, I get excited when I get to share this space with you. Most importantly, talking for development. But before we start, how are you doing? How you day? How's your mind? How's your body? And how is your soul? I hope your weekend did go well. Well, let me see. My weekend, I wouldn't say was filled with a lot of events, but I do know that I spent most part of it at a mechanic workshop. Long story, but here we are. What are we looking at today? Let's talk CVs and job interviews. Some people say that it's funny how people, sending beautiful CVs, and by the time it's time for interview, the CV and the person and what the person is saying, they don't come together. What's going on? What's going on here? So I'm asking two questions here. Why do some individuals with beautiful CVs find it difficult to ace job interviews? And can recruiting without CVs identify more hidden talents and soft skills? That is the conversation today. It takes us up until 1 o'clock. Trending Stories comes up at 1. I have a recorded program after that. And then I have another recorded program. That's BBC Talk Your Own. That will run up until 2 o'clock. Your series will be here on Family Matters. And then we continue from where we left off last week. The Man on a Mission. And that's how the sunny side ends. 3 o'clock, Rivers Today. And thereafter, Hat Facts with Kaladakaru Batabo. Taking you up until 7. Then extra time with the Sports Gang. And finally, Let's Talk with Sam Oracle Chinedu. I promise you'll indeed have a splendid time right here on Nigeria Info. So do keep your dial locked on your number one station for talk. Without further ado, we'll dive right into the conversation, shall we? Now, you remember that you can join all our conversations on social media. On X, we are at Nigeria Info PH. Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. On Instagram and Threads at Nigeria Info FM _PH. Now, it's okay to listen. It's very wonderful when you listen. But you know what's more important is that you listen and be a part of the conversation by calling the phone lines or sending your message to either the WhatsApp or Telegram number, or tweeting your response at us on X, or dropping your comments in the comment section when you do watch us on Facebook. Let's just have a breather, and when we come back, the conversation starts in full. Just stay tuned to us.
It's all talk and more talk on Nigerians number.
Welcome back to the sunny side. We're talking curriculum vitae and job interviews. So I was online on social media some days back, and I saw a very funny picture. Point of view. Me during interviews when someone is spitting rubbish. Let's have a real conversation. I beg again, why do we have people with beautiful CVs, but when they show up and start talking, you have to double stare at the CV that made you invite them? And I asked myself, how many job recruiters or those in HR would go through something like this? And I said, you know what? This is a conversation worth having. Now, this goes beyond the ones that they send to recruiters. If you go on LinkedIn, you would find that LinkedIn is now, what's the word I'm looking for? Everybody's profile on LinkedIn sort of looks like a CV, okay? It sort of looks like, you know, that a brief account of a person's education, qualifications, previous occupation, simply sent in for a job application, okay? So when you go on LinkedIn, someone says content developer, worked with over firm, specializes in attended. So the profile literally looks like a CV. And some companies that are trying to source for staff members sometimes will go on LinkedIn and see some catchy profiles and then try to reach out. Or some people on LinkedIn that are looking for recruitment, you know, someone can just easily check out the page and, you know, come to a conclusion. So social media would provide, even Facebook. Have you seen some people's profiles on Facebook? Hold on. I'll just quickly go through my own Facebook profile. It just occurred to me that doesn't it look like CVO? Because to be honest, what they include falsifying qualifications or exaggerating information about your education, certifications, and skills. Possibility that people may lack the confidence to defend their CVs, even when it is indeed authentic. Now, this is where the problem lies. You had sent out a beautiful CV, you know, attach an application letter to it. And then, luckily or fortunately, you're called in for an interview. And then it becomes hard for you to convince these people that you are indeed the owner of the CV. And you have all the qualifications that, you know, you claim to have. And you know, there are some people that specialize in preparing CVs for people. There are people that specialize in preparing people for job interviews. So you probably, you know, enrolled for some of these things, paid some money, but you get there. And you're finding it hard to convince the recruiters that you're actually the perfect fit for the job. Funny, right? Now, you help me answer these questions. Why do some individuals with beautiful CVs find it difficult to ace job interviews? I mean, what is it about job interviews that make it seem like the people that are really, really qualified do not ace it? And those that may not put, you know, sample some beautiful CVs are able to get the job? That's question number one. Think about it. Now, question number two would be, can recruiting without CVs identify more hidden talent and soft skills? Let's assume that the CV is supposed to be some sort of door opener, but when it opens the door, does it keep the door closed or does it shut the door? Now, if it is any of that, what about people with hidden talents? What about people with soft skills? Let's talk. 0817 923 0002 0817 923 0002. I take that again. 0817 923 0002. We also have 0817 923 0003. Again, 0817 923 0003. You can send us a WhatsApp message or a Telegram message. The WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 64 Once again, 0809 030 6416. Remember to turn down the volume of your radio set as you call. Please be audible so we can hear you. And I need to remind you that a call screener is always on standby to take your calls first before passing you on to me in the studio. So when you do call, the first voice you would hear will not be my voice, but that of the call screener. Join the conversation on X at Nigeria Info PH remains the X handle. Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Now, if you're unable to get through to us via the phone lines, not to worry at all. I look forward to reading your messages, especially on our social media platforms. So head on to X at Nigeria Info PH, tweet your response. Head on to Facebook, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Or head on to Instagram, Instagram as well, at Nigeria Info FM _PH. And WhatsApp and Telegram remains 0809 030 6416. Again, we're talking curriculum vitae and job interviews. Why do some individuals with beautiful CVs find it difficult to ace job interviews? And can recruiting without CVs identify more hidden talents and soft skills? I have Zion calling from GRA. Hi, Zion. Welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Good afternoon to you, D-Square.
Good afternoon to you and welcome.
Thank you for this timely discourse again. Last week I told you are getting so spiritual with your topics. You thought it's a joke. Now you have brought in another interesting one. Next year, January is not far from now. People will start dropping their CVs, resume in different offices, and they will not call them. They will thought they don't like them. So we won't accuse their mother, their father, somebody from the village. No. The discussion today will highlight some certain interesting factors, that ingredients people are looking for before you are employed.
Okay.
Attractive skill. You see this word? Attractive skills. Also followed by your experience. These two ingredients are what they are looking for before they now consider your qualification. Do you know today even IOCs, they employ from these two factors? After they employ you, they now send you abroad to train you, bring you back, work. And somebody that, in quotes now, school in the university, first class, this one, that one, they did not accept them. Why? Their CV did not capture what the organization is looking for. And these HROs are very intelligent people. As we are talking, some of them are listening. As this conversation is going, they are jotting down. HROs, I don't like them. Let me be honest to you.
Why?
I don't like
Why
them.
don't you like them?
I don't like them. Mr. Zion.
Wow. So, someone just asked a question on WhatsApp. What are soft skills? They're not necessarily learned. I mean, they are not like the hard skills that you learn. They're things like some people may offer them as a cause, but some of them are inborn. Things like data analyst and programming skills. There's something you often build through experience. So they sort of reflect your communication style, your work ethic, and your work style. So things like public speaking skills, negotiation skills. Some of you, when it comes to negotiation, they should just leave it for you because that's your forte. Anything that, even the way you haggle prices like this, the way you will buy something that they told you is 1 million naira for 50,000 naira, nobody knows, but it's your soft skill. Conflict resolution skill. Confidence is a skill too. I know someone who trains people on building their confidence. So there's confidence, is a soft skill. Friendliness. There is empathetic listening, decision making, adaptability. Team building skill is a soft skill as well. Reliability, delegation, rapport building, respectfulness, analysis, communication, creativity, innovation, analytic thinking, research, questioning, prioritizing, detail-oriented, diligent, ambitious, and motivated. So you see, some of you have a way of infusing some of your soft skills. So when you say something like, I can work under pressure, I can work unsupervised, I can work well with team members. These are some of the subtle ways you impute some of your soft skills. But again, back to the question, really, is CV actually somewhat limiting? When you're required to submit your curriculum vitae or your resume, do you feel like it sort of limits a lot of things? So whether or not the organization gets back to you, is it really dependent on what you have presented? Why do some individuals who have also put out some really nice looking CVs find it difficult to ace job interviews? And can recruiting without CVs identify more hidden talent and soft skills? Lydia is calling from Orazi. I'm glad I get to hear a woman on this conversation. Hi Lydia, welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I just want to put my input on this topic. I am an HR practitioner, so I know where you're coming from.
Okay, good, good. Go ahead.
Hello.
I'm with you. I'm glad you are from HR, so go ahead, talk to me.
Okay. Fine. You were talking about CV. Should we go without CV or we should look more of hidden talent? In Nigeria, specifically, our problem is just that we like more of certificates. That's the problem of most of us. Because when someone brings their CV, you first of all want to look at the person's certificate, the certifications the person has gotten, before you even want to look at if he has the skills. And you find out that some of them they have different certificates, different certifications, but when they come for the interview, they will say woefully because they've already not, should I say, they've not sharpened their skills that will relate to that job description. Because in Nigeria, we read so much in certificates. I have a BSc, I have an HND, I have this. But there are some other skills, soft skills, like you said, that when people ought to learn on the job. That is what I believe. You can train people. When you employ people, you're supposed to train them. But because in Nigeria, we need so much in certificates, when we employ somebody, we hardly train them. Most organizations don't even train.
Oh, wow.
They just say, I read banking and finance. They expected that you know everything about banking and finance. But on-the-job training is different from book training. So that's the problem they have when it comes to employment, having people learn on the job, and sometimes you find out that someone that doesn't even have that has gone on the job training has more skills than someone that has the difficulty. So that's just the problem we have.
All right. Thank you so much, Lydia, for calling. Hi, Miriam from Okrika. Welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Yeah, Denise, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Talk to me.
Well, Denise, I blame the educational system.
The educational system?
Yes, Denise, in the country.
Tell me why.
Do you know that examination malpractice is from primary schools? Though at this stage, I will not call it examination malpractice. Do you know that some parents love the teacher? They are so friendly to their student teachers and they are so nice to them. Every time maybe they give them a little tip in the communication book, they put a little tip inside. You see that these teachers tend to follow their children. And when the children get to SSC to write their senior YX, Denise, you know that SSC students don't read again these days. It is just 2%, it's 2 or 5% of students that read to write YX now. The extent of a malpractice, the rate of it, Denise, they don't read. If you ask SSC teachers in schools, you will see, you will know, they will tell you, especially in government schools, the girls, They say that is every time. That's the time to look for money from their first time. They don't even want to learn again. If you ask the teachers, they will tell you that they don't want to. The students, the teachers that are teaching them, the students are not ready again to learn again at that stage. SS3, they are looking for money. Those that have kept themselves, they don't have any choice. They look for money because you have to use money to pass. So you have to pay. You must pay. So that's when they get to the university. Oh, lecturers deal with them. They are easy prey to lecturers. There are those that are reading. I won't say it's all of them. Those that have refused to read, that have decided to use their hand, their money, and their body, lecturers are dealing with them. You know what they are going through. At the end of the day, they'll use their money, and their body, and they'll still get a D or an E. But there are some that are still getting A, good grades, those that are paying huge money. At the end of the day, they can't even write. One of my former roommates told me, my father's company, they told the lady that wants to apply a very good certificate. They say, okay, write an application letter for us now, and submit. That she sat down there. And that's my roommate was in year 1. She just sat close to her looking at her. It's her father's company. Write application letter for us. You see, you want an employment here as a sex. Write an application letter. Just how many sentences? Okay, no way.
Wow.
If a formal letter, no way. So that's it. And some system has come, abbreviations and short forms. Before you want to spell, if you want to spell something, the phone will help you spell. Some persons can't even write in their books again. They don't know how to spell again.
So you're saying that the educational system is behind all of this. So even if you put out a beautiful CV, the educational system that is unable. Wait, hold on. Is the educational system that makes it impossible for you to defend that beautiful CV you had put out?
No, Denise, in rate of malpractice, the way there is if they bring this strictness to educational system that if there is no malpractice, in situations where there are no malpractices, people will bend down to read. But people know that there are easy ways to get this certificate, so people no longer read. Hence, they get wonderful certificates, wonderful resumes, but they can't defend it.
Okay. Permit me to speak from experience. Sometimes when you're called upon for an interview, you're not necessarily going to sit down and start discussing everything you studied in school. For instance, I majored in linguistics and communication studies, all right? I don't think when I attended any interview, they told me, tell me what is linguistics. Or tell me what is communication. Sometimes, okay, let's assume you're applying for the role of a personal assistant. Sometimes the questions asked could be centered around what are the core duties of a personal assistant. I'm not sure anybody sat down and taught you in class what you should be doing as a personal assistant. To a large extent, most of the things I do on radio today, I wasn't taught in the classroom. I don't know if you get what I mean. They're theories, and then there are practical things. Sometimes people even go for interviews and they didn't even bother to research about the company. So the company is even asking you, hey, so what are we into? You cannot even tell if the company is a non-governmental organization. You cannot tell if they are into oil and gas. These are some of the things we're talking about. It doesn't even have to do with what happens in the classroom.
Please, I used an instance. I said a lady that did sec admin, she got a certificate in secretarial administration. Mm-hmm. They asked her to write a formal letter. She's able to communicate. And you can be able, now look at some of them that call already. We can be able to communicate small ideas in every area. Just add a little idea in every area. You know, when they put you in an office, sorry, I did not do this in linguistics, but trust me, I can, in a way, work in your establishment. I can try and I can learn on the job. That's what we're talking about, Denise.
All right, I get you now. Ken from Ubimini. Hi, Ken. Welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Dennis.
Good afternoon, Ken.
Dennis, are you aware that during the COVID-19, our parents realized that some of their teenagers can go to acquire some skills in so many workshops during when the educational sector was locked down because of the COVID-19.
Yeah, go ahead.
And that period really benefited every parent that decided to engage his or her daughter to those skills. That was what we suffered when we were only pursuing education, believing that education is everything, not knowing that qualification is different from certification. Because when you go to an interview, no matter your credentials, you must practicalize what you were employed for. So if you ask me, I will say that it is the fault of an individual for pursuing your career and not going to the practical part of it. Because as a lawyer, you are being theoretical.
Okay.
And you should look for a place to be practicing it.
All right, then.
In case of tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ken.
That's my take.
We need to go on a commercial break. When we come back, the conversation continues. Just stay tuned.
The Bonge Company for property business.
I'll see how we can make the most of it, because the 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock hour is filled with a lot of recorded programs. Now, this message says the job I'm currently undergoing probation didn't come by because of my CV. I got this job because of my soft skill. Hashtag Doris Friday. Steve's Fabrics on Facebook says jobs in Nigeria requires you to be competent. Jones Peace says some employers want people with more experience, not papers. These are all comments from Facebook. Adi Oji Okeosisi says because of bad economic policies, the political interest has killed the whole system. Stanley Amadi also on Facebook says job in Nigeria is not about CV, it's about who you know. Now, beyond getting the job, there are times when you have done well at an interview. It's the same way when you had done well at an examination. Okay? So beyond who you know, when you know that you have aced an interview, you know it. Now, it's dependent on the recruiters or those at the interview panel to decide on who actually does merit the job. You may not be privy to what the other interviewers had faced during their time. I mean, it's only your experience you can speak of. But you know that you did it. And you're already hopeful that they call you back. And it's different from when you just go there and do, I don't want to use the word rubbish, but you know when you didn't do well. Okay? So when they call you back, you just know that it is a miracle. Or it must have been something that you had done behind the scene that only you and the person you did it with know about. You know what I mean, right? I'm sure you do. Soki Fubara from Facebook says, what the recruiters are looking for is if you have an experience on the job you're applying for. It makes it easier for them. So many people don't have experience, hence they fill up stories of job experiences, which they don't have. Some people lie on their age. For anyone who wants to excel in an interview, just try to build yourself in the role you are applying for. I wish it was easy for people to volunteer in companies to get training, and if many companies are willing to give individuals a chance to prepare themselves for a job role they apply for. But most job is based on who you know. If there is a vacancy, what happens? They tell people in the office and they fill in the people they know to apply. Wow. Up next is trending stories. Sadly, we can't come back to this.
With information comes power.
We give you